Hello and welcome to Accelerate. I am Matt Stone. This is the podcast where we encourage and inspire CEOs, founders, and visionaries on their big leap journeys. We talk about the stories and strategies that will help you accelerate toward your big leap destination with purpose, humility, an open mind, commitment to growth, and recognition that the way we get there is at least as important as where we end up. And I'm so delighted that you've tuned in today. And it's Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, and we're recording again from Washington, D.C. Last day here in D.C. I was at the Pentagon yesterday and heading back to New York later tonight. So it's been a good trip and very meaningful work. So I'm grateful for that. The weather's been kind of so-so. Maybe even worse than so-so. Rainy off and on, got stuck in a rainstorm. So, not a great time for exploring anything in the city at night, that's for sure. But it's been a good trip nonetheless. And also another milestone today. Today marks exactly 4 weeks since the newly formatted podcast started. I started recording on every weekday morning consistently now for 4 weeks. And so actually that's kind of what's on my mind. I shared with a friend that, I wanted to get 3 weeks of daily recordings because I haven't done a daily podcast yet. Get 3 weeks under my belt. And then I would feel like I could talk about the podcast as if I could share that I'm doing it, that 3 weeks was like the habit formation time. And my friend said, well, actually, it's not 3 weeks. And forming good, healthy habits is really an important key to any, big leap, any transformation project. But it turns out that, in fact, it isn't 3 weeks. It isn't 21 days for habit formation. And so I did a little research online. And my friend Lisa, of course, was right, as usual. The average, according to one study, and I'll put the link in the description, is somewhere around 68 days, I believe, is what it said. But it can be up to 4 months to form a habit. And it depends on the nature of the habit. If you're trying to form new habits and you're thinking, gosh, I did it for several weeks and it's still not really sticking, give yourself a break. Just keep going. Because they do really form. I mean, we all know that. And it's so helpful to be on autopilot with the good stuff, not with the bad stuff, of course, but with good things. This morning I went down to the breakfast buffet here at the hotel, and they have a pretty decent one here where we're staying. And I was pretty disciplined. I did want to have one small link sausage and one small, very, very small pancake. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have that. But I'm also going to have a small bowl of oatmeal because I've been eating oats now every single morning for coming up, I think, on 2 years. And it's gotten to the point where I just don't feel like I've had a morning if I didn't. I mean, there are some days where I don't have oats, but most of the time I have oats in the morning, and it's pretty programmed in my brain that that's what a morning is sort of incomplete without it. So, good source of fiber. They're carbs, but pretty good carbs. And it was a good reminder that, it does take a while. I don't think I was 21 days. I don't think I was, the habit hadn't been formed with the oats. I think it took several months, and then it was really started to lock in. And then every day that I do it after that, it locks in even more. So a great example of a healthy habit that gets formed, but it does take longer than 21 days. So the podcast is now longer than 21 days in terms of total length, 4 weeks straight, and we're just getting started. It'll continue to change and grow and refine as we move forward. And as we grow our audience, we have had more listeners recently, which is excellent. So looking forward to creating more of a feedback loop with listeners, and that's going to help us accelerate to the next level. So I hope you're getting encouragement from this. If you are, I would love for a message. Right now, I've got, Twitter is sort of where I'm posting these announcements of the podcast. So hit me up at Matt Stone Co, at Matt Stone Co on Twitter, or you can go to mattstone.co to the website. But the comments on Twitter would be great. Just let me know what you're thinking. Post questions, post feedback. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to this podcast and also give us a rating. That would be really, really helpful as well. So I'm here to encourage you every single weekday with some bit of information, a story, a tip, and sometimes a longer form conversation that will inspire, inform, and engage you around what you need in order to evaluate and affect whatever a big leap looks to you, whatever a big change project looks like to you. And it doesn't have to actually be big to the outside world. It just has to be important to you. It could be, redoing, starting a new company, switching from your one job to another big job, and it's scary. Changing industries, changing geography, a big geographical move can be a very tangible big leap. So whatever kind of big leap you're looking at to grow, to thrive, to get to the next level in your life, in your career, in your relationships, in your fulfillment and happiness, this is a place that I hope you come to for daily encouragement and something useful for you. So with that, just remember, it's longer than 21 days to form a habit, so you got to keep at it. But after 3 or 4 months, you should be good to go if you keep going. All right, so thank you for listening. Again, go to mattstone.co. Of course, I always talk about the readiness assessment, and we've had some more people taking that. That's been a lot of fun. And again, Twitter at MattStoneCo. For now, from Washington, D.C., thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.